my hair, my hair. Set timer for 1 hour.
1 hour.
Wait, why didn't that work? What'd I do? Wait, did I do something? Try? Oh, there she is. Uh-oh. While you're connecting, I'm going to go get a spoon. Actually, yeah, I'm going to go get a spoon to stir my tea because you're not connecting. I don't know why. Hi, everyone. Well, yeah, let's try that again and then I'll go get a spoon because I don't think he stirred my tea. Hi. And my hair is looking so funny. Let me see if I do this. We're waiting for Dr. Natalia. What are your views on the... Oh, hang on, guys. And actually, is there any way that we can post all of the questions to the questions little icon right there over to your right? Because that'll make it easier for us to go ahead and look at all the questions and answer them all without skipping them. It's a great feature. Not sure where Dr. Natalia went. Does Vaseline use... Huh? Oh, I don't think so, but yeah. When I just joined and thought spoon was the face tool. No! Forget those stupid face tools. I actually have one. It's right here, and I got it from a, what do you call it? Where did Dr. Natalia go? Oh, there she is. Go live. There she is. Okay, so she should be adding. But anyway, I got one of these from a, what do you call it? One of those subscription boxes. And I just use it to, like, when I'm sitting in front of the
It's
TV.
not working.
You know what? I want to chill. No, you're there. You're there.
Is it working? My Wi-Fi is so crap here.
Yeah.
I can't see you.
You can't? I can
No, I
see
can't.
you.
It's like spinning. Oh, there we go. Hello.
Okay, good.
Oh, you're frozen.
Um,
Hello. Oh,
is everyone able to see Dr. Natalia okay?
I can see you. That's so weird. Whoop. One's moving.
Where's everyone?
Um,
Can everyone see us? Can you see us both okay?
I have really, really crappy Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You're spinning, but I can hear you.
Okay, so Emma's saying they can definitely see both of us. So we're good.
Okay.
And what I did this time
Happy
is that
birthday!
thank you! It's tomorrow. I'm excited, but
It's
I'm
tomorrow.
excited. What am I saying? Because of you, I don't look my age, and I'm fucking loving that.
It's not really because of me, but okay.
Well,
But I'll
no,
take
because
it. I'll take it.
you have to take it because if I didn't listen to all of your sound advice about, hey, don't use this, well, not necessarily don't use this, but try this, and I'm like, try Vaseline. Are you fucking nuts? No way. And God, what it's done to my skin is insane. Same with Tretinoin. I'm just like,
Yeah,
oh, and just
Tretinoin's pretty awesome. Wait, let me just.
I stir
I can't really.
permafrost. Do you want to restart?
No, it's my Wi-Fi's not very good. So,
Well, that's what I
because I'm
mean.
in
Do
a
you want like,
hotel, which is why. I just
oh,
restarted because
okay.
I had to connect to the Wi-Fi because I was on the 3G. I'm not at home, so that's why. But anyway, as long as everyone else can hear, my dad just joined. Oh, that's random.
Hey, hi,
As
Dad.
long as everyone else can see. Hi, Dad. Because I can hear you, but you're like spinning, like the little spinny thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's okay. It's fine.
Okay. Well,
That's
that's
fine.
frustrating
So,
though.
what are you doing for your birthday?
Not much. I'm kind of hoping
All
that
right. Okay.
he'll. Huh? I'm
No,
sorry. What
cool.
was that?
No, keep talking. Oh my God,
Oh, okay.
it's not working so well.
I think my roommate slash X is going to surprise me and take me to probably Pokey or a burger, because there's two places that I love. And the place that we used to absolutely love and go to every year closed. They were this like killer sushi place. Yeah, right by the beach. They
Oh my
closed. So
God. Oh,
yeah,
that sucks.
we're both like
Okay,
so
bloody.
incredibly bummed by that. But
Yeah,
I
that
mean, it is
sucks.
what it is.
Totally.
Yeah, it does. So I actually have a question for you before we start, just because I want to make sure that I'm not, if I'm incorrect in my thinking, I want to be corrected.
Okay.
So
No
I,
problem.
yeah, so I ended up finally getting this. Oh, you can't see it. It's a straight tube of tretinoin, just tretinoin,
Hmm.
okay? And then, of course, I have my Dermatica. And I don't want to, because I mean, the same thing happens with Rory, with Curology, with all of them. So my question is this. After trying the straight tube of Tret and using less than I normally would from the other subscription services, I started peeling again. Not the peeling, but the flaking. And I'm like, holy shit, what is this? So my thought process went to, well, similar to SPF when it's combined with other ingredients, in a sense, it's buffered and it's not necessarily weaker, but not as, I guess, in a sense, strong because it's pure. So, in other words, the
Right.
ingredients in, yeah. So, in a sense, it's weaker because it has that buffering to help those that are starting out with tretinoin to not cause so much peeling. Where when you go to the straight tube, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, so all right, I know I get the thought process, like I get it. But the problem with that thought process is that that would mean that in a compounded formulation, the tretinoin strength that's put in that is not as strong or is not it's not what it should be because it's being buffered by the other
Right.
ingredients. So that wouldn't work like with a drug. So if we made compounded drugs and we put like for example, if we took a hypertension like an anti-blood pressure drug and we combined three anti-blood pressure meds and they buffered each other so they didn't each work as strong as they should according to the dosing, that like wouldn't be a good drug
But,
basically, if you get what I
right.
mean.
But if you took that same
So
blood pressure medicine and you added hydroquinone and panthenol and a whole bunch of other ingredients to moisturize the skin or the heart, wouldn't that then, in a sense, be less?
so it wouldn't be the so you're talking about the buffering of the vehicle, not of the other drugs or the other medical ingredients. So the vehicle is made to make it work at the concentration it should do. So I think the main difference between the commercial products and like a Dermatica or a Skin A&E or a compounded product is going to be that vehicle. And the vehicle either, and I think that's what you mean, so that the vehicle is buffering the tretinoin to allow it to be less irritating. I think
Yeah,
that's what you mean.
yeah. And I didn't mean
Yeah. So
hydroquinone.
that is true. It has to do,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So it has to do with how the formulation's made. And so it's possible that I don't think the tretinoin is any less potent in a different compounded version, compounded cream.
right.
Do you know what I mean? Oh, I see you now.
Yay!
Oh, miracle. Um,
Yay! Don't
I
move.
don't think. Yay! Oh no, now it's spinning again. I don't know if I
Yeah,
come off Wi-Fi, it'll be better, but I don't think the 3G worked that well either where I am. But anyway,
yeah,
so basically, and I'm holding my phone with a little stand. So basically, it's the vehicle that is the is what's important. So, for example, like just as an example, minoxidil comes in a solution and a foam. Okay, so the solution is not as well absorbed by the scalp as the foam. So the foam is a better vehicle for the drug of minoxidil, but a lot of people don't like the foam or whatever. So that's
oh,
that's the like the difference. So the vehicle has a it's kind of compounding is really a complicated kind of science. So the vehicle is really important. So in I can't remember what Dermatica uses as their vehicle, but they're actually made as like set products so that you can buy vehicles that allow you to compound. Like there's companies that make just the bases for compounding, and then some companies make their own, like Fusion in Dubai, they make their own vehicle basically. They
So like,
formulated their own
and
vehicle. But anyway,
by the
that's
way, I do want to correct that I didn't mean hydroquinone. I meant hyaluronic acid. There, because I understand that they're like adding all kinds of other emollients or whatever, humectants into the, I guess vehicle, the base. Um, and I don't know,
vehicle.
I
Yeah.
just kind of, when I went, because I did not expect that. When I went to the straight tretinoin tube, I'm like, whoa, I can't add like I normally do. Because I normally
Yeah.
do two
So,
pumps.
and I think, yeah, and I do think it has to do with the commercial pure drugs, like the commercial tretinoin. The vehicle's just not very nice. Like, as in, it's like basically a very basic vehicle, and it feels a bit chalky, and it feels a bit. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel nice on your skin
It's not
because
slick.
it doesn't have any. Yeah, it feels weird. The commercial, I don't mind like a straight tretinoin myself, but I prefer the feel of the Fusion or the Roseway Labs, even the
Yeah,
Dramatica tretinoin. I like the feel of, but that's because they invest in the base in the vehicle, while a commercial brand just wouldn't bother because it's like, well, it's a drug. Just like,
yeah.
I mean, just like you can get fancy, when you buy ibuprofen. I don't know if this is the same in the States, but you can buy like the fancy gel capsules, or you can buy like the really cheap tablets. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
do you know what I
yeah.
mean?
And I guess in
It's the
their
same
regular
drug, and
base,
it does the same thing.
yeah. And I guess in
Huh?
the regular base, I understood that, but now that a whole bunch more ingredients are being added that are moisturizers, I kind of thought, why add all those extra things that aren't necessary when, I don't know. That's just the way I think.
Well, I mean, I get that too. Like, do you really need all these extra things? Like with the Fusion vehicle, like Hassan is the guy in charge there at Fusion, and he created that vehicle. He uses as his own proprietary blend. Like, he will not tell me what's in that vehicle because it's like his secret formula. And it works. I mean, it's really, really good. And like, he will not divulge what is in that vehicle, and that's totally his right to not do that because that's his IP. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but whatever he uses, whatever my patients love it. I love it. I love the Fusion part. I know you've not used it, but I really like that vehicle a lot. So, it works
I
really
wish I
well.
could try that one. I want to try that eventually.
I have to
Okay,
send you one at some
so
point.
we have a couple of questions in the question thing from Emma Harrington. What happened? Oh, oh, I'll tell you that on another. I don't want to do that. She's asking what happened with something, so I'll explain that to you later. As for who is this? Pow Lake. I can't pronounce your handle. Thoughts on New Face and all the hype around it? Do you want to answer that?
New face is that gadget, the
Oh,
massaging
is it?
gadget.
Oh, what? Yeah.
New face is like an electric current gadget or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have an opinion on that.
I
When you
don't think
have
there's
nothing
really.
nice to say,
Don't say anything at
you don't
all.
say
Well,
anything.
sometimes I only believe in that when it's actually harming people. And if it's harming their wallet, in a sense, it's harming people.
Yeah. Okay, fine. It's harming their wallets. Don't buy that new face crap. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
we're
come
moving on
on.
from these gadgets. Like, same
Yeah.
with the LED mask. Same with the new face. Same with the Goa Shah roller piece of stone. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Let's not I always do this when I do the lives with Caroline. I'm like, come on now. Like, let's
Yeah.
not
Fast.
let's do this.
And you know what? We can do
You
a
know,
blanket statement. Face gadgets like that, commercial face gadgets are just for fun.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
just expensive for what they are.
Yeah.
Like, my face is feeling so much tighter and less wrinkly than it was 5 seconds ago before I started putting the spoon on my face. Like, this is definitely worth the $49.99 that it cost me. No, anyway,
I
sorry.
feel
I
so
stopped
much
making fun of
thinner.
stones. I feel so much younger looking than I did.
Yes.
This spoon, guys, this will only set you back 49.99 pounds, and you can swipe up, and then there's an affiliate link, so I get 5%. Woo!
And if you want
No,
the
just kidding.
jade roller, it's $2,568.
Exactly. Or if you buy a 300 pounds worth of my very expensive skincare line, which I don't have obs, then you'll get the spoon for free.
Yeah, you'll get the spoon for free. What the
Free shipping and a
heck?
free
Yes.
spoon.
Free 2 day shipping
Or the
too.
plastic fork. Exactly. So anyway, sorry. I should stop
No,
being a bitch.
no,
I'll
come
stop
on.
now.
It's Saturday. So Jamie Laundry is asking, and I kind
Saturday.
of think Yeah, it is. JB Laundry is asking, what are your thoughts on tretinoin ac Acleaf? Dr. Davin Lim said it's showing, oh God, this thing's gonna, you know what, guys? Actually, on the second thought, don't use the question feature because I have to tap it to see the rest of your question, and I can't because it'll pop it up on the screen and eliminate Dr. Natalia. Actually, let's try it. Let's see. Oh my
Oh
God,
my
that's so
God, I see
cool.
it. What are your
Oh my
thoughts?
God,
Oh
that
my
is
God, I
so
never knew you could
cool.
do that.
I didn't either,
I
so
see
this is
it. What are
great.
your thoughts on
Whoops.
trifarotene? I think they mean
Oh,
tazarotene because that must be a brand name in Australia or a drug name in Australia because I've never heard of that name. Dr. Davin Lim says it's showing greater efficacy in. How do we see the rest of the question?
I know,
Do you
right?
swipe or something?
What I'm
Oh my
trying to
God, I can't
see.
swipe. It's because it's your screen, isn't it?
It won't.
If I touch the screen,
No,
it doesn't do anything.
I tried to swipe. I tried to tap, and it brings me back to the questions. I can't swipe left
Can
or
you take it
right.
away?
Yeah, I'll take it away.
I can't touch. Oh, it's gone now.
Yeah, it's gone.
Okay. Josh Michael, I hope that spoon increases collagen. Of course it does. And bonus of it, you can also use it as a spoon to eat your collagen supplement. Bonus. Anyway, sorry. Let me stop. I can make loads of these spoof videos about like skincare influencers. It's really funny. Um, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I should do. Yeah. Trifarotene is a new retinoid market as a cleave. Oh yes, I've heard of this one. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes, I've not seen any of the work on this because, and that's not because I'm slow. Well, it's because it's not available in the UK as far as I'm aware. So yes, I've seen this being. Where did I see this? God, I don't know. I don't remember, but I have to look at. I don't know anything about trifarotene. I'm really sorry. It must be like a fourth generation retinoid that I've not come across before. But we are a little behind in the UK when it comes to like which ones are available. So it's possible we just don't have it here. But I will check and let you know. I'll find out.
Now, are
Yeah.
you able to see the questions better than I am? Because I'm having a hard time reading them. They're like really faded.
I can only see the comments, like the regular comments.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you see them better than I do? For some
so
reason, they're like uber faded. I
I have
wonder
one
why.
from Miss Lindsay Ann saying, "Does 0.1% tretinoin show better results for anti-aging than 0.05%?" So yes and no, and I know that's not the answer you want to hear, but the evidence is really mixed on this. So there's some evidence to suggest that the stronger is better for anti-aging, but then there's some other trials, and notably done in the UK by some very good dermatologists, that show it doesn't really matter. So my final stance on this is basically like, use the strength of tretinoin that you can comfortably use every night and not have a problem with, whether that's 0.025%, 0.1%, or even I have a patient on 0.2 or 0.3%. Like whatever works for you, you stick with that, and that, because it's more about long-term continuity than about the strength you go up to.
Very
Okay.
good.
Can you hear me, or have we totally lost
No,
everything?
no, no, you're
Because my
there.
Wi-Fi is
Somebody
so crap.
just posted. Wait, what? Where'd we go here? Choose to share the question you're
Oh, this is a
answering.
funny. Should I just read this one? M_4695. How many of your patients actually adhere to Vaseline as a moisturizer? My spouse is not making out with me if I'm slicked up with petroleum. So you'd be, maybe my patient group, like, their partners don't mind. But the majority of my male and female patients all use Vaseline at night and have no problem with it. So
And it's all
um,
in the amount you use too.
yeah,
You don't have to be slick. I use a pea
it
size and I
is.
massage it in. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
I
need
don't
to. You
like.
don't need to like slather it on. We don't all like to
I
be
personally
slimy.
don't like it that
But
way.
yeah, no. So I get it, but yeah. So my patients are very very good. I mean, I have some people who, like Caroline, even she just doesn't like it. Like she just doesn't like it, so she just doesn't use it. Her skin's great anyway. She has her own moisturizer she likes to use. You don't have to use it. You don't ever have to use any moisturizer or Vaseline or whatever. So it's up to your personal preference. That's why I'm always like, well, you just use what you like and can afford. So
Yeah, and which you'll stick with.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's another. Callum, or I always say your name wrong. Is minoxidil a bad idea for the beard? No, you can use minoxidil for your beard. That's totally fine, actually. But I would use the foam if you're going to put on your face. Um, I don't know, Kat. What are you seeing in terms of questions?
I'm
I'm
just
just going
seeing this
backwards.
like
Like,
really dimmed. really, it's very dim and it's so small that it's hard to read. I feel like joining in one of my other accounts just so that I can read the questions because it's kind of insane. And I got out of the beta, so I don't know why this is happening. Let me see if I can log in with one of my other.
You're gonna use a different.
Yeah, I'm
Lintram is
gonna
asking,
log.
can Vaseline cause Yeah. Can
Go
Vaseline
for it.
cause pimples on more acne-prone skin? No, it does not. Wide-eyed girl is asking, the term non-comedogenic, is it just a marketing gimmick? It is indeed. Um, RuPopalicious is saying, my hubby and me used together, greasy friends. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, that's, yeah. I did date a guy who used Vaseline too at night, and that was because of me. And like, I couldn't even tell that he was using it, to be honest. So
Yeah, it's all in
it was
how
so
much you
funny when he
apply.
told me he was using Vaseline. Yeah, it's about how much you use, and I like honestly didn't even like realize. But in my personal life, I don't really pay attention to what skincare people are using. So why is tretinoin not? No, I'm serious. Like I sometimes cannot. Like I can't deal. Like I just could be like, I don't want to talk about your skin. I'm sorry. I just like don't talk to me about skincare when I'm like no.
Okay.
But anyway, Sanya.g23. Why is tretinoin not available on the NHS? Because tretinoin is actually a cosmetic treatment. So and there is a very strong line between cosmetic and medical in the NHS, rightfully or wrongfully, and the ethics of that is very much debatable. But we have to just go with what the NHS has money for. So tretinoin isn't on there. You can get different gel on the NHS because it is used for an acne treatment. You used to be able to get tazarotene, though that's really hard to get in the UK in general now. So, but no, there is no anti-aging kind of products available on the NHS. Wrigley Bear, I have really bad hormonal spots around my jaw and neck just before my period, lasting for around 10 days. Are there any supplements I can take? Not that I'm aware of, but I would suggest that you see your doctor and discuss that because it's definitely manageable. So if you're having acne around your period, that's definitely something that can be dealt with. Lintram's asking, how should you start using Tret? Should you use it around your eyes? Yep, it's totally fine to use along the periocular area, so where you would kind of apply your eye cream or where
Yeah.
Gwyneth Paltrow applies her sunscreen. So like around here. Um, so just kidding. But you can use it. You could definitely use it around your eyes, and you can just start using it. Use a little bit. Mine comes in pumps, like the ones I give patients. So like 1 to 2 pumps for your whole face once daily at night is how you should start, or every other day. 40_glows. Is there any evidence for tazarotene for anti-aging? Yes, it has a very good evidence base for anti-aging. The reason why it's not generally used is because it is a lot more irritating than tretinoin is, even at equivalent strengths. So tazarotene is a super powerful retinoic acid by the way it is made. So I wouldn't usually recommend it for anti-aging because it's so strong. Plus we have tretinoin, it works really well. Snea is asking, does
Wow.
Vaseline when used as a standalone moisture can cause the complexion to go dark? Not that I'm aware of, Snea. I've never seen that happen to a patient, as it was used for tanning earlier. But Vaseline has never been used as a self-tanner. Generally, please clarify on that. Does it really make the facial skin darker? Not that I'm aware of, Snea. I've never had that happen to a patient. So, okay, wide-eyed girl. I have body acne and I can't physically exfoliate the body. It would hurt and cause micro tears. Is it okay to use chemical exfoliation in wash form? Yes, it is. Are we back, Kat? Are you still looking at your thing?
I'm almost back. I had to log in, but yes, I am almost there.
Oh, 3 Savvy is asking, is clobetasol, which is a type of steroid, it's usually clobetasol propionate that you're referring to, which is Dermavate. Is it a good
There we
treatment option for frontal fibrosing alopecia? So frontal fibrosing alopecia is a type of hair loss that affects the eyebrows and the frontal hairline, and it tends to occur in postmenopausal women. It's actually relatively uncommon, but it is quite a striking condition in that what happens to these women is that their anterior hairline starts to recede, and it is a scarring form of alopecia. So it is not something that where the hair can grow back. It's a form of lichen planopilaris, which is another form of scarring alopecia. It does tend to almost, well, I've only ever seen it in postmenopausal women in their late 50s, 60s, 70s. And the why we would treat it with something like Dermavate scalp application, for example, which is clobetasol propionate, is in order to stop it from getting worse. So it's like to stop the hair from progressing. In my opinion, or in my clinical experience, it doesn't really help that very much. But yeah, you can definitely give it a go. It's not really a treatment. It more like stops it from getting worse. Wide-eyed girl, can I try adapalene on acne until I visit a derm? Yes, you can. Adapalene is licensed for the treatment of acne. Rocking the change. I love tazarotene. Cool. I like tazarotene too. It's really hard to get hold of. Dr. Jude, what happened to Michael Jackson's face? Well, from what I understand, and I'm no expert in Michael Jackson, though I had a massive crush on him when I was younger. And I was really devastated when he died because I love Michael Jackson. I love his music. But anyway, that's a side note. What happened to his face? So he had vitiligo, and I'm pretty certain that he went through depigmentation therapy with a specific type of topical agent, and that's why his face became white. I think you're referring to skin with that question. White-eyed girl, what do you
Okay.
suggest as a chemical exfoliant and body wash? Something like salicylic acid is fine. Abdullah is asking me, why do I prefer physical sunscreen? Because I think it works better as a sunscreen. It's less likely to cause a contact allergy or to feel stingy. In the sense of whether or not it's literally a better sunscreen, like volume to volume SPF, it's almost certainly not. But I do find that physical sunscreen works better as a sunscreen. In the sense that you don't have to reapply it as often. I like the way that you can see that you've applied it because it creates kind of a white cast. So those are all kind of soft reasons. There are no like hard and fast reasons. Physical sunscreen and chemical sunscreen at the same volume for the same SPF are going to be equivalent in the way they protect you from the sun. It's just that they can feel different on the skin, and I have a preference for the way physical sunscreen feels. So there
So
you go. Jamie
did
Laundry, do
you?
you personally use anything other than Vaseline to moisturize? Personally myself, no. I only use Vaseline to moisturize, and I only use it at night. Okay. Kat,
Cool. We're caught up, right?
that was fun.
Yeah.
Are we
Holy
back?
cow. I'm back. I'm back. So yes, now I can actually see the questions. I don't know why I can't see them on here. It's really weird.
Well,
Uh,
I've gone through them.
yeah, you definitely did. There was, did you answer the one about 0.05% for anti-aging only?
Yeah, so 0.05 versus 0.1%.
Yeah. I'm like, why would
Yeah, I
people
answered
do
it.
that?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Oh, and then I do have a question, which you probably did answer. Is
Oh my
Vaseline
God.
this is like, I hear this all the time. Vaseline is not a moisturizer. You need a moisturizer. Vaseline is a moisturizer, right?
Yeah, it's a moisturizer. Yes, it is. I always hear that too. I'm like, no, Vaseline is a moisturizer.
Vaseline is a moisturizer.
Um,
So from Lynn
so
Trim, do you put moisturizer over your tretinoin and hydroquinone? Yeah,
I put Vaseline over. Yes, yes, I
yeah,
do.
yep. And then
Abdullah is
Abdullah,
compounded. Yeah, it's compounded tret, much more expensive. No, it's not. It's actually cheaper than commercial tretinoin. Unless you're
yeah.
buying it in Mexico or Dubai, then the commercial
Miss
tretinoin is cheaper.
Miss Lindsay Ann, we actually have a video somewhere about what do ceramides do. Well, no, I don't know if you went that far.
I don't
That's a
think we
long
do.
one.
But in short, not a lot.
Yeah, because it
Nothing.
really depends
So,
on
what do
what.
ceramides do? Zippo. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Dr. Jude Triple Mum, does Cabela Belchiara really not work? Are these studies that say it's crap?
no,
Are
there's
there
no studies.
studies?
Actually, no, there is a study. There is a study that says it's crap. But I would need to find that one for you. But there are a lot of crap studies of Kybella, so, which I think is even more relevant than are there studies that say it's crap. Because the thing is, you'd be hard pressed to find someone who's going to waste their time or spend their time doing a study to show that an expensive product like Kybella is crap. So Jude, there's a lot of there's a lot of economic issues with doing a study like that. So, but there is work that was done to compare Kybella to liposuction, And it was so long ago that I read that paper. I think it was like 3 years ago when Kybella first came out on the market, or when it was first became kind of a thing. It's really gone off. I just don't hear anyone talking about it anymore. It's something that people just don't do, as far as I'm aware. I've not seen anyone do it for so long. I just think it's like known to not be very good. But yeah,
I don't even
anyway.
know what it is. I've
Um,
never even heard of it. Trap Zone 672. Who, I'm assuming they mean who has rosacea can use Vaseline? Oh, do people who have rosacea, can they use Vaseline?
yes, of course.
I have eczema.
Rocking the Change said, I'm embarrassed to admit how much I have spent on skincare over my lifetime. Stopping exfoliation, prescription retinoid Vaseline has transformed my skin. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Rocking the Change. Continue rocking that change. Awesome.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Oh, okay.
No
Twiggy Talk.
problem.
Does dermal filler ever truly dissolve on its own, or is it best to have it dissolved? Hi, Twiggy.
So, Twiggy, it should dissolve on its own, but can take a very, very long time. If you really hate the way it looks, then obviously you can get it dissolved. But um, if it's done in a way you like it, then over time you'll just stop kind of seeing it. But it does dissolve on its own. Hyaluronic acid should dissolve on its own, but there are some interesting MRI things where MRI studies where they show that the dermal filler was still there like 10 years after, but it had migrated. So often it's moved. So if you've had filler for like 3 years and you think you need some more filler, but you want to dissolve it, it's often going to be difficult to find where the filler has gone to. So for example, in the lip, the filler will move up towards your nose. So it'll be like up here. So it'll be
That's
difficult to find.
crazy. Okay, so from Jamie
Yeah, it is
Laundry,
crazy.
Refisa is technically the only retinoid FDA approved for anti-aging, and it only comes in 0.5%. Maybe that's what she was referring to versus 1%. Obviously, we know all retinoids work.
So Refisa is not the only retinoid FDA approved for anti-aging. The first one that was approved for anti-aging was back in like 2007, and I can't remember what brand that was, but there's a lot of retinoids that have been approved for anti-aging for periocular fine lines. So, but anyway, I
Oh, these
can't,
guys.
to be honest, I've had a really long day, so I can't recall, like I'd have to look at my laptop to look under my FDA approval tretinoin documents to be able to tell you, but I know I've read them all. So anyway, I cannot, some of these kind of numbers, I just cannot just recall off the top of my head, but I know
Yeah.
there's more than one. So anyway, doesn't matter. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but no, doesn't matter.
Dr.
Anyway,
Jude.
sorry.
It's okay. Dr. Jude, triplet mom, she's saying that it made a
Made a
revival.
revival. What
Yeah.
Kybella has made so Kat, Kybella is injecting, it's a kind of chemical that's injected into the fat under the chin to dissolve like what's this called?
These
To
guys?
dissolve your double chin.
Really? Does it
Yeah.
work? Oh, no, it
It's an
doesn't work. You
injection.
said okay.
No, it doesn't work.
I,
It's just
I, I just,
extremely painful and very, very expensive.
no
So
thanks.
you might as well just get liposuction in terms of
Yeah,
cost
I'd rather do
effectiveness.
that. Yeah, no. And then somebody's
But
asking what WIMS SYJH, what is compounded tret, which is easy to answer.
yeah, so compounded tret is just taking tretinoin and putting it in a vehicle cream with other medicines. So you don't need to have compounded tret. So I compound it with melasma. Or sorry, with melasma. I don't compound tret with melasma. I compound tretinoin with hydroquinone and some hydrocortisone, for example, in the treatment of melasma. And that's the kind of the gold standard way of treating it. You don't need to have it compounded. But I do give a lot of patients pure tretinoin from a compounding lab because the vehicle is nicer than the commercial product. And that's what we were talking about. So, like I have my tretinoin made for patients rather than them buying a tube of it that's been on a shelf for like in a pharmacy for like 2 years or on Amazon.
Or on Amazon. No, thankfully you
Okay.
can't do that. Hazan
Oh, you
Hazan
can't see
Zaf.
that now. Or eBay.
Oh God, I don't even think you can do
Hmm.
it on eBay. Hazan Zaf says, do all generic tret work the same way, or is one better than the other?
Okay, so technically, as drugs, they all work the same way, and this whole debate whether generic versus branded is relevant. It's a big debate within medicine itself. So, I would I personally, it depends on the drug. So, like with tretinoin, I still think compounded or freshly made tretinoin is going to be better than a commercial or generic. And I also think that probably like the Retin-A brand is going to be better than the generic, but I have no substantial evidence to back that up. So like I'm just saying that from personal experience. So if you can get a generic tretinoin and it fits with your budget and it works for you and it does the job, then that's awesome. Like I would just stick with it.
And you're also saying
So
that more so just because of the way that it feels going on the skin versus the actual efficacy.
yes, exactly. So the feel of the product is important to at least to my patients it is, and to me. But again, it's totally personal preference. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's up to you. But the debate between generic and branded is such a big one. Like I have a very good friend who like he owns a pharmaceutical company, and he's really like it depends on the drug. So he's like with for example with thyroxine and thyroid medicines, he thinks the branded ones are way better, but it's not the case for everything. So
Mm-mm.
it's just kind of confusing. So with tretinoin, I actually don't know
Yeah.
from an evidence point of view. Yeah, sorry.
Devazone 672
Okay,
is saying, thank you very much. Lintrim,
no
if
problem.
you are on a low dose of Roaccutane twice a week, do you still need tretinoin?
So this is a good question. It does depend on why you're on Roaccutane and why you want to use tretinoin. So if you're on Roaccutane, for example, because you have acne rosacea and the low dose twice a week is what's controlling it, and you want the tretinoin for anti-aging purposes, then yeah, of course. So it depends on what you like to use and also um, whether your skin can tolerate it. So I have some patients who just cannot use tretinoin and oral isotretinoin at the same time, even at a low dose. So we have to choose one over the other. So I usually go with the isotretinoin first, and then add in the tretinoin like when they come off the Roaccutane.
And they
So
can
yeah,
usually stay on the tretinoin for the rest of their lives after, right?
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking for
Oh,
another.
Laura South, is
Yeah.
there a difference between Vaseline and generic petroleum jelly? Can I get in on this one?
Yeah. Do you want to
Yes.
answer this one?
Yeah. So
Yeah, go
yes
for
and
it.
no. Yes and no. The one thing, because I remember bringing this to the attention of Dr. Natalia, and I said to her, okay, I bought Vaseline from Amazon and it kind of smells like fuel. And I remember her saying to me, no, it should not smell like fuel. When it smells like fuel, it has not been, oh, I can't remember the word that you used.
Purified.
Purified enough. Yes. So as
Purified.
long as, yeah. So as long as your petroleum is not your petroleum jelly is not smelling like fuel, then you're good.
Yeah, then you're okay. It shouldn't really smell funny. I don't. Again, this comes down to the generic versus branded debate. It's I think it holds for some things, but not for everything.
Hmm.
So with Vaseline, I've never used a generic Vaseline before. I've always used the brand name myself. And to be honest, usually you'd only use a generic if the brand name wasn't available or the generic is a lot cheaper, because that's why generic drugs have been invented, is to cut the cost down. But
Yep.
Vaseline is so cheap anyway that I've actually never seen a generic. Like I don't even know where you'd buy it. I think like Boots, like CVS brand. There's like a
Yeah.
CVS brand Vaseline, I think,
And
right?
I think it's actually more
Yeah, and that's
expensive.
probably like,
I want to say it's more
oh, the
expensive.
CVS brand is more expensive than the
I
Vaseline
want
brand.
to say that it is. I mean, if it isn't, it's like $1 less. Who cares? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, and then I
So
also had someone send me a message that they bought Vaseline and it had something else in it besides just petroleum. Like they bought a
yes,
generic brand that had like other stuff in it.
that
Yeah,
was actually me because I just
that's
realized
confusing.
now that it was Amazon, and it wasn't that they were trying to replace Vaseline. They were trying to make a copy of Aquaphor cheaper, and they were close. But again, it smelled like
Oh,
fuel. Yeah, it smelled like
oh,
fuel,
you
which
sent this
freaked
to
me out.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. So like the world of skincare is really weird because most of the products are made in the same place. They just have different labels and branding and different, they're slightly different. But there's billions of copycat products out there, and but things you have to also remember that all moisturizers are basically the same. So they're all made of like paraffin, petroleum, dimethicone, whatever, urea, glycerin. All the ingredients are pretty much propylene glycol. The ingredients are all pretty much the same. So you're really paying for the packaging and like the
The name.
fragrance.
Yep. Yeah, fragrance
Yeah,
too. Yeah, definitely. Zenit J
yeah,
2020. Best thing to avoid marionette lines and nasolabial folds.
yeah. So marionettes are these ones down here. you get from frowning, and then the nasolabials are the ones here you get from smiling. So don't smile or frown. No, just kidding. So
I knew you were
if you're
going to say
gonna
that.
get
I was
them,
waiting
you're
for
gonna
it.
don't smile or frown. So with the marionette lines, that tends to actually happen not from frowning, but from the lower face sinking, like that. See, I can create the marionette lines like that by pushing my lower face down. And then the nasolabial folds, you can also kind of create them by seeing the mid face kind of sagging. Sometimes, if it's a little bit of mid face filler can slightly add volume there to take that away. But generally, the only thing that will correct this kind of sinking, you know what I'm going to say,
Facelift.
the only thing that can correct. So no amount of filler put into the marionettes is going to make those disappear if the underlying problem is that your face is dropping. And
Yep.
dropping face happens to all of us. It happens to everybody, but at different
Little.
times of life. Like some people, like Kat doesn't have how old are you turning, Kat?
I'm going to be
Sorry.
52 tomorrow.
52 tomorrow. But Kat doesn't need a facelift. She doesn't have that, like,
Yes, I do.
that
Yes,
kind
I
of
do. I want
sagginess.
this entire
Oh,
side
maybe she
lifted,
does.
and I want all of this lifted, just this puffiness. I want it all gone, and I want this just, yeah, just a little. Nothing drastic.
Okay.
Just enough
All
to
right.
make it
Well,
look
nothing drastic.
good.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, there you go. So that's, and like I have to explain that to a lot of patients who come to see me and they're like, oh, can you do something about my nasolabial folds? I'm like, well, no, I'm not a plastic surgeon. So, I can help you with your skin. I can do your Botox. I can make your skin look radiant, through compounded treatments and treating your skin problem. But I can't tighten your face. So that needs to be done by a plastic surgeon with a knife, sorry.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get myself cut. Jamie Laundry,
Awesome.
I think she's going back to what she was. Oh, Rafisa. Maybe it's just a U.S. thing. I've never heard of Rafisa. I'm in the U.S., so I don't know. I'll take your word for it versus the Rafisa website, though.
Yeah, I'd
Wims,
have to have a look at that. I'm so sorry. Yeah, sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wims YJH, thank you for answering. Rocking the change. Oh, she's responding to Laura South. I use generic petroleum jelly, but call it Vaseline. Yeah, I think a lot of us
Awesome.
do. Yeah, I think a lot of us do.
Yeah.
Miss Lindsay's son, does hyaluronic acid work well as a moisturizer, or is it an ingredient that does nothing at all?
So in my opinion, it doesn't do anything at all, and I don't think it works well as a moisturizer at all. But if you like it and it's put in every single moisturizer ever, then that's cool. But I mean, if I were to create a moisturizer, I wouldn't put hyaluronic acid in it because there's like no point. It's like such a useless ingredient. But I get the whole like obsession. I mean, it's very well marketed.
And it does feel a
So
little slick on the skin, but I have to agree with another doctor that debunked it as well. She was saying it feels great on the skin for an hour and then your skin's dry again. I completely agree. It feels
yeah,
beautiful going on and then
yeah, it doesn't really
um
moisturize.
Wims YJH, are there any side effects to Latisse? Darkening of your skin, is Latisse the original glaucoma meds or is it changed for growing lashes?
Yeah, so it can cause darkening of the lash line. It can make it look purpley. It is the original glaucoma med. So Latisse is the brand name for bimatoprost that's being sold by Allergan as an eyelash thing. So it's the same drug as the glaucoma drug. It's literally identical. It's like there's no difference in the eyelash treatment, but it has a different name.
And
It's called
then,
Lumigan when it's used for
oh yes,
glaucoma.
Lumigan, because I think that's the one. No,
Yeah.
no. I have a generic Latisse that I start in like a week. Chick Bones
Yeah.
Clothing, vitamin C serum, yay or nay?
I mean, I say nay, but if you like it, go for it.
Yeah.
I would
In
not
other
recommend.
words,
I would not suggest it.
nay for
No,
doing anything, yay if you want to have fun.
exactly. Yay if you want to
Wide-eyed
spend
girl,
money.
exactly. Wide-eyed girl, those who are irregular with skincare or not religious with skincare, can they start tretinoin? I was not religious with skincare. I love tretinoin.
Yes, of course you can. So of course you can. You don't have to like be a skincare fanatic to use tretinoin. Oh, this is a good question from O3 Savvy.
Where? Oh yeah, okay, go ahead. Do you recommend using HQ all over your face or only yes, or only the affected areas? Thinking of trying OTC 2% product. Thanks. Oh, good question.
Yeah, definitely give it a whirl. O3 Savvy. That's a great question. Absolutely. You know, my dad recently WhatsApped me this question. I'm not sure why, but he did. He's like, "Can you use HQ all over the face or just on the melasma?" I'm like, "Dad, do you not ever listen to me talking?" Like, I don't think he does. So no, it's a field treatment. So you have to use hydroquinone everywhere because it normalizes pigmentation. If you just put it on your melasma patch or your pigmentation patch, you will give yourself like a funny halo effect, and it's just not worth it. So yes, if you're going to start using the 2% HQ, you want to use it all over your face, definitely. So I keep moving my camera. Sorry. You're
And
going to
it's a
use it all
straight up
over your face.
benefit. Yeah, and it benefits your entire face, so why not? Um,
Yeah, definitely.
I, I like this name because it almost looks like Vlad. Vala D. How much is compounded tretinoin in Dubai versus generic?
So if you get a compounded cream made with other stuff in it, like hydroquinone, whatever, or any kind of compounded cream like spironolactone with clindamycin, whatever, it's about 300, 350 dirhams for one 30 ml bottle, and generic tretinoin is about 14 dirhams from a pharmacy. So that's your price
Wow.
difference. 14 dirhams for the one at the pharmacy versus about 300 dirhams for the pharmacy from the lab. So there's a big price difference.
Yeah.
So, but it's not, it's actually 14 dirhams is like £3. It's like $5.
Okay, that's not.
So,
Do you
and
know
then
how much we
300
pay
dirhams
here?
is like
You guys have it so
for
easy.
tretinoin. Yeah,
Yeah, over
yeah.
here in the
How
US,
much you pay
without
for it?
any kind of a discount, it's like $250 for like a 40-gram
Yeah,
tube. It's freaking ridiculous.
drugs are like mental expensive. Like my mom gets it with some kind of a discount coupon, so hers is like $75. But
Yeah.
like it's just mental expensive. So in Dubai at 40, so like it's like $5 versus 300 dirhams, which is like, oh my God, I'm not gonna do math in my head. Like that's like $70, I
Wow.
think. 300 dirhams, is that like $70? Yeah. So, but that's still cheaper than like most like things you would
Yeah.
buy at Bloomingdale's.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
definitely.
still, and it's a prescribed medicine, so it's still cheaper than you'd get retinoic acid in the US. So yeah,
And how long should a
definitely.
45-gram tube last you?
Like 6 months?
Really?
Yeah,
Shit.
totally.
I think I'm using too much because I just started this.
Okay. It's
But
well, I can't see. I
I'm
can't. You're holding
literally
up a tube because I can't. I
look.
can't see your screen. So
Oh, you can't. Okay, so I'll send you a photo after.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I started reducing how much I'm using because I started noticing that my face felt like it was, peeling right off. Um, where are we? Where are we? Oh, okay. So this is actually a good question. Senha Ashke 7. How do we know if Vaseline we are using is pure? Again, it shouldn't smell like fuel.
Smell it. It should. Yeah, just smell it. Just smell
If
it.
it smells like the stuff that
Definitely.
comes out of an airplane exhaust, then you know that it's bad because it's not going to smell like
Or
gasoline
your
from your car.
car.
See, and for me, I noticed that it
Yeah.
smelled more like I was at an airport, and I'm going, wait, that shouldn't be smelling like that. And it can be a very faint smell. So no matter how faint it is, if it smells like that, it's not good. But at the same time, buy a brand you trust. Sarah J.
Yep.
Whoops, it keeps scrolling. So Sarah J, how do you recommend to use benzoyl peroxide for pimples, spot treatment, or put all over the face? Have just a few breakouts.
So generally speaking, I would always recommend using acne treatments as field treatments. So using them all over your face. I have so many patients use benzoyl peroxide as a spot treatment, and they seem to like doing that. I still would not say that's a good use of it because once you have an active acne lesion, the ship has sailed for treatment. So once it's inflamed and evil looking and red, then
Angry.
it's just gonna you're just gonna yeah, you gotta just let it ride its course. And so no amount of benzoyl peroxide is going to change that. But so generally I would use it as a field treatment, but a lot of people use a spot treatment. So I get it. But I would still recommend
Well,
as field. Like as in put it all over your face.
all over your face. I like
Or
that. I never
the
heard that
affected
before.
area. So
The whole area.
like
So if
if
it's
this is your
hitting you
affected
here,
area.
the whole
Yeah.
area. Okay.
Yeah.
Margot M. Simpson, I get Boots or Tesco petroleum jelly in the UK. Smart. Wide-eyed girl,
Cool.
there are generic sites on offline stores in my country, but people don't believe using generic medicines. Oh, that's sad.
I think you're in India, white girl.
Yeah.
Are you in India? Because India has a very strange situation when it comes to medicine. So
Yeah, isn't it
I don't
sometimes
know enough
sketchy?
about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I've
I'd be
heard a lot of
careful.
stories about medicine in India. I you know, I don't know what to say because a lot of patients in Dubai have meds that they got in India or Pakistan. I'm not going to be able to comment on that. But yeah, I mean, I get why people don't believe in using generic medicines because the generics there are perhaps not of the highest quality. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so I guess in that sense, if they're not coming from your pharmacist as generic, I wouldn't trust them.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Rocking the change, I bought generic. Whoa, it just scrolled right up as I was reading. I bought generic packets of
Medical white.
medical white petroleum jelly for travel. Yeah, that works. Dr.
Oh,
Judy, Dr.
Dr.
Jude
Jude.
Triplet Mum wants to know if you can prescribe Roccutane remotely.
Yes, it sounds really dodgy when I say that, but I do,
Yeah.
but via consultation and only for patients who live in the United Kingdom. So, because I can only prescribe for patients who live in a country where I'm a registered licensed doctor, and I do it via Zoom consultation. So yes, yes I do.
And I guess I automatically thought,
Yeah,
other countries, so that's why I shook my head no. Jamie Laundry, thank you for answering.
not
And
other
then,
countries.
yeah, not other countries. Laura South, I bought generic from Kroger and it doesn't feel as moisturizing as Vaseline. Oh, um, try another brand?
Kroger is one of those. Kroger is one of your supermarkets over there on the West Coast, isn't it?
Not
Is
here.
it?
I always thought that Kroger was in the UK.
No, we don't have a Kroger. I think that sounds like a, or is that an East Coast, like, or is it Midwest? Midwest, because there's no Kroger in Boston. I'll tell you that now. I know that it's
No,
on East
I
Coast.
don't.
Yeah.
If there is a Kroger, oh, guess what? There is a Kroger out here. Holy cow, I didn't even know. No, Ohio. Ohio.
Yeah, it sounds like I haven't been to California for like what 7 years, but it sounds like a California thing.
Oh my God, we do have Krogers here.
Anyway,
Why do I know that? Oh, that's funny.
yeah,
That
even
is
I knew
funny.
that. Whatever. Anyway,
That's
that's
sad.
funny.
So yeah, I would just try another just and you know what? Since you're here in the States, Vaseline is cheaper anyway. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Oh, and then Wide-Eyed Girl, Dr. Shireen Idris mentioned that about HA. Yes, she did. Dr. Jude Triplet Mom,
Yes.
what would you put in your own moisturizer? Oh,
My God,
that's a good question.
I would basically. Yeah, that's a good question. Probably just petroleum, like Vaseline, but I would then cut it a little bit with something like dimethicone to make it a little less sticky. So
Ooh,
potentially something like that, but very, very basic. But I would
make it.
make it like a souped up Vaseline. Like I would do a slightly like more glam version of Vaseline. Something a little more like QV ointment, but maybe not as stiff. Because QV ointment is very solid. Like I know, Kat, you've not tried it, but it's like has a very like when it's not in the tube, when it's in a tub, it's very coconut oily in terms of texture, like the way you have to like warm it up. But in a tube, it's much softer. But yeah, something like that I would do.
Oh,
But I wouldn't put anything else in it. I would maybe cut it with some, maybe throw some urea in there. I don't know. I'm more concerned about cleansers to be honest, because I think cleansers aren't very well made. But
yeah.
in general, but that's
No.
just my opinion.
No, I agree, which is
Um,
why I like coconut
okay,
oil
sorry.
for my cleansing. Where are we?
Yeah,
Oh,
coconut is good.
it scrolled again. And we only have a couple of more minutes, so we gotta, let's see here. What ingredients are, oh, go, that's a long list. What all ingredients do you feel are overhyped? Like
Yeah, where do we
hyaluronic
start,
acid?
Why girl?
That's a tough one. There's so
I
many.
think there's so many. I
Hyaluronic
think
acid,
most
vitamin
ingredients are
C.
overhyped.
Yeah.
See, yeah,
Niacinamide,
niacinamide, azelaic acid,
vitamin.
like all of them. Like most things are
Yeah,
overhyped. Most things are overhyped.
very, very
Yeah,
overhyped.
sorry.
And then Wims is thanking us
Yeah.
for answers. So is Chick Bones Clothing. Steph Sporty, can you use tretinoin around your eyes? Yes, you can.
Again.
Miss
Oh,
Foxfeather,
Khaled,
where do you?
300,
Oh,
350 AED
90.
dirhams is 90 US dollars. Thank you, Khaled, for the conversion.
Yeah, thank you.
Hmm.
Whoops, shoot, it scrolled again. Damn it. Every time somebody posts a question, it vanishes on me. Okay, where'd it go? Oh, if you see it before I do, go for it. Oh, here we go. Miss Foxfeather, where do you get Tret hydroquinone compound in the US? You can get it from your dermatologist or any of these subscription programs.
Yes.
Sarah J,
Yeah.
AHA's, BHA's tonics as exfoliant when not able to use tretinoin. Oh, I know this one too.
We're not able to use. Yeah, I
So
wouldn't use a tonic, but I would use like a cream with like alpha hydroxy in it. I think she means a toner, right?
yeah. So wait a minute. You're saying that we shouldn't do something like, and no, I'm not, I don't like this brand. I actually don't. It's too harsh. So you're saying not to use something like an AHA pad?
I think that's what she's saying. I wouldn't
Yeah.
recommend that, but I mean,
Oh.
also, but the thing is, the other little issue with this question is, everyone can use tretinoin, unless you're
Yeah.
pregnant or breastfeeding. But everyone can use tretinoin. So if you're not able to use tretinoin, there's going to be a reason why, and you're going to be able to correct that. So I've like never had a patient fail using tretinoin. So we've
And I
gotten
think,
them there somehow.
yeah, and I think what she's actually asking is, when should I use AHAs and BHAs with tretinoin or
Oh,
not?
okay.
So basically morning for
I would
BHAs and AHAs, right?
exactly correct. Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
don't want to mix them with your tret, so I would do it in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure what more Shadeen is answering, but she said over the counter. Alexa, stop. And then, oh, wide-eyed girl's a doctor in India. Oh no, she's saying yes, doctor.
Oh,
I am
white
in
eyed girl.
India.
Oh no, I don't think she is. I don't think she is a doctor, but
No,
she's
she
in
said
India.
yes,
Yeah,
doctor.
yeah. I
I
thought
am
you
in
were in
India.
India because
Yeah,
she
I
asked
read it
questions.
way too fast.
Yes,
I can
so funny.
Shaw, thread veins on the face. What's the best treatment option, and what are the risks of the treatment? Thread veins on the face.
So the yeah, so the risk of any treatment with telangiectasia or thread veins on the face is that it doesn't work, that you'll get bruising or that you'll need more treatment. So that you'll need multiple treatments, and also they don't recur usually in the same place, but you'll continue to get more if you have a tendency towards them. The treatment is going to depend on what kind of vessels you have and what kind of skin you have. So there's two ways of doing it. You can like electrocute the vessel with like a thermocoagulation, or you can zap it with a laser. And so the two lasers, or there's three lasers used: Nd:YAG, KTP, and the pulse dye laser. So they're all very similar, but some of them are better for certain skin types. There's a lot. Again, this is very debatable as to whether the KTP is better than the pulse dye, and et cetera, et cetera. So those are your options mainly. I think I
And
answered that
then,
question. Oh my God, I've lost all the questions now.
no, I got him.
Oh,
Becky Hickling. If you can't
okay.
get
I
a
don't know where we are
compound,
anymore.
Becky Hickling wants to know, if you can't get a compounded cream but want glowy skin at age 52, would you add a Neostrata, scrolled, a Neostrata glycolic acid cream daily, no other skin issues, and follow the tretinoin Vaseline
The
routine?
Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, I do the acids from Neostrata are very good quality. I have no affiliation with them at all, obviously. But yeah, so definitely one of those creams in the morning, and that's great. I prescribe glycolic acid in the morning for a lot of patients in a compounded formulation. So that's totally, I would go for it. Yeah, good
So you
idea.
actually prefer a glycolic cream, again, versus a pad?
Yeah, because a glycolic pad, it's very drying for the skin because it's usually like you just wipe it on, it's like water and then it evaporates, so it'll make your skin pretty dry. And then I just don't see why you do that instead of just using a cream so that you can allow the acid more time to penetrate the skin properly. So
Okay.
the whole idea of a toner doesn't make a huge amount of sense because basically a pad is like
In a
using a
sense, a
toner
toner.
because it's just
Yeah. I
yeah,
would
it's
have
a
never even thought of
pre
that. So
moistens
I'm going to switch
cotton
then.
pad.
Okay. I'm
Oh, okay,
switching.
cool. See how that
Yeah.
works.
Okay.
See how
So
that
okay,
goes.
we answered that. Senna Ashke, what particular brand do you trust when it comes to pure Vaseline? Again, for the most part,
Vaseline brand.
yeah, Vaseline, yeah. Pat
Yeah,
Broad.
the Vas.
Pat Broad, my doctor will not prescribe Latisse. What other options do I have, please? None. The Metaprost, but that's
None.
Latisse.
Get it?
Yeah,
No, your
none.
option is maybe find another doctor.
Yeah, exactly. There you
So,
go. Definitely, definitely, definitely.
yeah,
And then people are answering where
definitely.
Kroger's is. Laura South, does diet have an effect on eczema? I'm gonna have to say no. Having eczema, no,
Not yet. Not in adults.
no. As a teenager,
So
yeah,
that's such a
probably, because that's
complicated
when
question.
mine was nuts. Yeah. Does makeup cause acne? From
No,
Eshal Egant. Thank you.
no, it
Rocking the
does not.
change.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, go for it. Go for it. Sorry.
Vitamin C is
Yeah.
definitely on type.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Makeup
makeup does not
nor
cause acne,
skincare, right? Yeah, or skincare, correct?
nor does skincare.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
or Vaseline or coconut oil or shea butter.
None of them cause
Rocking,
acne.
thank you. Rocking the change. Vitamin C is definitely overhyped. White-eyed girl. I have a lot of ingrown hair, which then turn into comedones. I don't know if that's the right term. Anyway, how do I avoid them? I want to know that too.
Oh, avoid getting
They
ingrown
turn into stuff
hairs.
like
Yeah,
this.
avoid getting ingrown hairs. Laser hair removal.
Yeah, but is there like I used to use something way back when, which I can't find anymore, that used to somehow like release the hair from the skin, and it did a great job, but I can't find it anymore.
Is it called Ten Skin? Was it in a blue bottle?
Something, yes, yes, something like that. And I threw the bottle away like 3 years ago,
You
and now
can
I
still
can't
buy
remember.
that.
Alexa, stop. You
Ten
can?
Skin. Yeah. Yeah, you can
All
still
right, I'm
buy
gonna
it.
buy
And
it.
it's just basically an acid mix. Yeah. So,
Okay, so
um,
try that out, white-eyed
anyway,
girl. Oh yeah, we're done.
Kat, I have to, yeah, I know. I have to, I'm like, I'm so tired. I'm like, I have to go.
Yeah, 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 we're done. She
I'm
just
like,
went
an
off on
hour
me.
is
So
done.
yes.
No,
So
no
hey
worries.
guys,
Happy
we
birthday.
thank
Happy
you.
birthday. And sorry about the crappy, ooh, sorry, my hair. Sorry about the crappy Wi-Fi. And I'm sorry I
No,
can't
you're
see you, but
fine.
hopefully we'll get a chance to do this again.
Yes,
All
yes, yes,
right.
yes. All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye.
Bye,
Have a great
everyone. Bye. Good
one.
night. Bye.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
Okay. So, end